All right, it's 7 o'clock. All right, I'd like to open the meeting. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, this meeting will be conducted via remote means in accordance with all applicable law. This means that the members of the public body, as well as the members of the public, may access this meeting via virtual means. Participants may access this meeting through the remote meeting link as posted on the meeting agenda through the town's online calendar. When required by law or allowed by the chair, persons wishing to provide public comment or otherwise participate in this meeting may do so by raising their hand and otherwise signaling the intent to speak. This meeting will be recorded. Please take care to mute your microphone unless you have been recognized by the chair. We will now confirm the attendance of the members. Please respond with present when I call you. So I have Sean Masterson.
Present.
James Burton.
Present.
Daniel Hunt.
Present.
Arnold Cohen.
Present.
And myself, Michael Riley, is acting as chair. I am present. All right. So we have, what I don't have, John, is the thing for announce today's meeting. So today is a continuance. We're going to open the hearing. It's a continuance of a meeting for 3 Claflin Street. Am I pronouncing it? And I don't have the script for that, but is there people here? Mr. Hartwell, you are representing Claflin.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And Marcello's here as well, the owner of the property.
Okay. All right, let's proceed. Let's continue where we left off.
So
Can you give a little summary of where we left off for anybody else who's news joining?
certainly. So when we were last before this board, we were coming before you. Actually, if I could share my screen, I could kind of walk you through it a little easier.
Okay.
Just need you to approve it. There we go. Can everyone see that now?
We see it.
All right, so this was the original plan that we'd come before you. As you can see, there was 3 additional units for 4 total units that we were proposing. We have taken a lot of the feedback from the town, from the neighbors, and we went back originally to the Historical Commission to see if they would allow us to raise the existing historical structure and then just replace it with 3 units. They voted against that. They would prefer that we would keep the existing structure as it is. So what we've done is we've redone the site plan to reflect keeping the existing house that's there and then adding only 2 more units to the property. So that will look, the addition will look like this. So you have 1 entranceway for each unit and then a 2-car garage within. The peaks have been made to match the roof line in the back there to kind of present it a little bit more of like the historical feel. If I scroll down, the back still has the same staircase going down the back for each unit. And then you'll notice here the height is only 27.6 feet on the new structure. There are some additional architectural features that we've added to kind of break up the front. Specifically a little bump out here by the front door, which you can see a little bit better here with some of the architectural finishing going on there. The parking was also an issue. So what we've done is by separating the structure into the property into 2 different structures, it allows us to work in this extra driveway, which the existing structure, even in our original plans, didn't have its own dedicated parking space off the street. So this allows for that existing structure to now have that parking space right there. We've broken up the curb cut here. Originally, it was over 60 feet long. We've added 2 grass areas in front of the front doors. And now there's 2 parking spaces in the garage for each of the additional units, and they have 2 parking spaces between the structure and the street. And those are the main changes.
Excellent. And forgive my lack of memory or lack of notes. Did we keep the public comments open or did we close the public?
I believe they're open.
I thought we did keep them open to waiting for the changes.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything else to present or does anybody on the board have any questions?
We're looking for your feedback on the proposed changes, so we welcome that.
Board members, do you have any questions about the changes?
I don't have any questions, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, just to refresh my memory, what is the zoning provision that's relevant to this application? What does it say?
If you give me a second, I will read to you. It's chapter 210, 118. Permits because of non-conforming dwelling lot. So they're looking for, but they were pre-existing non-conforming, if my memory serves me right. So they would have had to have come in front of us anyway because they're pre-existing non-conforming. So they're proposed to take that pre-existing non-conforming and make these changes and put 3 units in, 3 condominium units.
So that section says that if you have a non-conforming lot, because it's undersized, is that why it's not conforming? That you have a right to a special permit to put in extra dwelling units?
Correct. And I don't have it in front of me, but Mr. Harwell, if you could bring it up, but I don't think they're asking to make it more non-conforming.
No, not at all, sir. So we're actually I believe the only remaining non-conforming in addition to the lot area, which we obviously can't change, is the setback on the west side of the property there, which is only 6.4 feet. When we went back to the Historical Commission with our revised plans previously, where we were proposing to raise the structure, we would have been able to bring it more conforming because we would have moved that setback line on the west side there out to 10 feet. So it would have been
Even less non-conforming.
Right. So that at that point, really the only non-conforming would have been lot area. But given that we have to keep that structure, lot area and that west side setback.
So is that the only reason it's non-conforming is because of the setback, or is it because of the size of the lot?
Lot area and setback.
So if it was a large enough lot, so that it was a conforming lot, under the bylaw, would the owner of the lot be allowed to put 2 additional residential units on the lot under the zoning?
I can't speak to that. That would be up to the zoning enforcement officer. I can only address the property that we have before us.
Yeah, do we have the?
Well, can he make a 3-family, basically a 3-family residence on a conforming lot? So we can ask John that, but I really will hope, and John Catino tried to strive for this. Can we stay within the facts of each case and not do what ifs? Let's just hit as it is now. Let's just say this is a non-conforming lot. He's attempting to add 2 units to the existing dwelling to have that. And if we can say with what the facts are and not ask questions about, whoa, what if it was this or what if it was that? Let's stick with what we've got.
Well, I know you're saying that, but I guess it wouldn't make sense if it was a conforming lot and you're not able to do it, but it's a non-conforming lot and you are able to do it, doesn't seem to be logical.
So through the chair, I can answer those questions.
Mr.
Yeah.
Gilkich?
If,
Multifamily uses are allowed by special permit in the BD district, which is what this is. So they are applying for a special permit to allow for a multifamily use. So if the lot was conforming, they would still need a special permit for the multifamily use. They're also applying for a Section 6 finding and a special permit under Section 210-118, and that's something that comes up before the board somewhat regularly, if not every meeting. And that's to allow for a pre-existing non-conforming lot to be granted a special permit to make alterations to that use on the lot. So they are going for 2 special permits, one for the multifamily use, one for the non-conforming lot, which includes the setbacks and the lot area.
all right. Well, that seems to answer the question.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, I want to open it up to the public. Oh, hold on, Michael. You're muted.
Do they also need some sort of permit because it's multiple buildings?
No, there's no restriction. You can't have a single family unit or multiple single family dwellings as the principal dwelling or as the principal building. But I believe that's only in the residential districts, and this would be a multifamily use. So it doesn't matter that there's multiple buildings. There's several developments in town that have multiple buildings on the lot.
Okay.
Any other questions?
The Historical Commission, Mr. Chair, if I may, they actually brought up a couple other properties that had the multiple structures as examples to try to push us in the direction of keeping the historical structure. So we tried to feed off that as well.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, I'm going to open it up to the public. Just let you know, it's a 2-minute limitation. If I can have people raise their hands or please announce your name and your address, and I will call on you. Does anybody want to ask any questions or have any public comment? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion to close?
Mr. Chair, we have Ms.
Yes, we
Brophy
do.
has her hand up.
I didn't see it. Maybe
Sarah's
because I'm
up
on
there.
this screen. Sarah?
Hi, so Sarah
Hi.
Brophy, 9 Claflin Street. I think I honestly still have the similar reactions to the previous, and it's hard to give you that feedback when we've only had a couple minutes to look at the revised plan, as it would impact our neighborhood. I think one of the overriding things that I've heard throughout all of these meetings has been about trying to make it fit into the neighborhood. And while I think this is leaps and bounds better than things we've seen in the past, I still feel like we've got a lot of the same issues. The majority of that lot is becoming hardscape. Where is the water going to go? Where's the snow going to go? We've got driveways, cars in front of that, and we don't have that anywhere in this neighborhood, existing. Can we get to a more simplified, manner? Can we get the driveways on the side like you did for the first piece? How do we basically make this fit in better? It still feels like a sore thumb as it's been proposed. And granted, this is my cursory response, but I've only seen these plans for as long as has been, shown on the screen here today. Again, still have the same concerns about the proportion of hardscape to landscape. Still have the same concerns about the amount of traffic that's going to come down our street, the narrowness of our street, and we still have all these additional cars kind of coming through. So my concerns are still there as they have been in all of these meetings. I do strongly feel like these plans have slowly have improved. And I'm encouraged to see the improvement in these things. I still do feel, though, that all the same concerns I've had in the past are still represented in these plans.
Mr. Hartwell, do you have any response to any of the concerns that she's raised? I know some of them, when we talked about at the previous meetings, weren't necessarily under the purview of the Board of Appeals. They're more for the planning board and the permitting office. But on any of the things that you think that you could address that, or maybe bring the plans back up so people can get a look at them
Yeah.
again.
So to compare, this was the original. So you can see we originally had all hardscape down here along the front, a much larger structure throughout the property. So what we've done is we've actually reduced that quite a bit and increased the amount of pervious area so that there is better drainage throughout the site. We've added grass areas to the front. If you go back to the historical commission that we were at meeting last, one of the abutters was there in the back who'd been there apparently for 20 years and said he'd never had a water issue caused, coming from Claflin Street.
I would posit that's before you actually have.
Sarah, I'm going to stop you. If you want to talk, let somebody finish, and then you talk through the chair.
That's fine.
You don't talk. It can't be a back and forth.
So similarly, we've addressed the on-site water to be directed towards the rear through the gutter system. There's nothing to indicate that any additional stormwater management is required for this kind of property, but we're certainly open to suggestion. But as I said, we've increased the pervious area in the property. We've increased the available parking for the units. Happy to take any other suggestions.
Anyone else in the public have a comment?
I don't know how to do my video.
Hi, Pam.
Hi. Thank you. I just have a question about.
Can you just announce your name and your address, please?
Pam Mitchell, 5 Claflin Street.
Thank you, Pam.
So thank you. My main question is about, is it gonna be sold as 3 condominiums, and how does that work? And is there are there other permits or agreements that have to be put in place? Questions like that, like who's going to take care of the landscaping? That's all. That's my main question.
Okay, Mr. Hartwell, do you choose to answer that?
There will be a homeowners association, and the common areas will be addressed through a regular monthly condo fee.
There's required to have an association if you have a condominium in Massachusetts. Then there'll be a board of trustees, and since there's 3 units, it's going to be 2 out of 3 rules usually, as far as decision making goes on what can be done. But there's a shared common. Well, it's interesting. There won't be a common wall with the individuals, but the 2 will have a common wall. If this goes through, they'll have a common wall and a shared roof. So they have common expenses such as the landscaping, and it will not be forced to get so they can also save some space by they'll have the trash barrels and recycle, but they won't have to get, what do you call it, the bins? If a 4-family, you have to have a.
Yeah, we won't need private trash pickup.
Correct. Did you have any other questions, Pam?
No, I think that's it. I'm still sort of looking at the drawing, but thank you very much.
Sure. Anybody else have any questions or concerns or comments?
And I can pull up the building plans just if you wanted to see kind of the style that we're trying to improve to. There was some question about, even matching the peaks and doing the little things that we're just trying to make it fit in as best we can and try to match even the house that's there with the additional bump outs. For instance, as you can see from like the front entranceway popping out there a little bit, we're just trying to add some character as best we can.
Any other public comments? Hearing none this time. I don't want to miss a hand because with my screen the way it is, I didn't see your hand, Sarah, and I'm so sorry.
Well, I put my hand back up, if you don't mind, because I would like to address the comment that Mr. Hardwell made about the wall in the back. So I apologize for overstepping. I'm new to this, and it shows clearly, and that's okay. It's a learning experience for me. What I would like to address is the comment that was made about the gentleman who lives behind this house and the fact that there's been no water issues in his house. That is before all of this construction. So for the majority or the entire time that he's lived there, he has not had 60% or what looks to roughly be, if I want to just do some rough math, looks like 60% of this property would now become hardscape. So while he's accurate that he has not had water back there and he's not had water issues, the land has not been the same landscape as you're proposing to do. So this could in fact create water issues for that homeowner because of now all this impervious surface that's being introduced to this lot.
Mr. Chair, I would agree with that if we were covering 60+% of the lot with impervious surface, but the lot covers 31%.
Well, again, I don't have the math. I don't have these drawings. I can't do the math to give you a more accurate number. I'm just kind of going off of visual looking at this. I've got, this corner here and a couple stripes in the front that are now going to be grass, which looks to be less than 50% of the land. So if it's 31% that you're saying is transitioning, to me that's interesting because there's still only a little bit of an L shape left of actual grass in that space. I wouldn't necessarily, again, I can't do the accurate numbers because I don't have access to this data.
Okay. So, I mean, the other thing is water issues are more with the building department and how they make sure they get the runoff done properly. That's kind of outside our purview. That's a different board. There are different, if he needs to actually go through the board, but and as far as the percentage of, I think the architect did the percentage of the hardscape and grass area. And Mr. Hartwell is just reading off of that. All right. Last call for any public comment. Do I have a motion to close the public comment?
Motion to close the public comment.
Second.
All right. So who is sitting on this? Who are the five? Do we know who the five were that? I know John was here, so I needed somebody else to sit in. Was everybody present for the last one? Because we have 6 members here.
I was
as well.
Yeah, I was.
All right, so Arnold, full time. Mike, were you a part of this hearing?
I came in late on the last one.
Okay, so I'll have you and everybody else. Sean was, James was, and Daniel was all present at the last one?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to have Mike sit out on this one. So a motion in a second to close the public hearing. Sean,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
and I am in the affirmative also. All right. Public hearing is closed. Is there discussion about the proposal here? Is there anything that the board wants to discuss? I'm going to pull up a proposed motion after that. So bear with me. This is on a small little phone, and I recently turned 65, so it speaks for itself. All right.
Michael, while you're doing that, I just want to comment. If they were to tear down the existing house there, couldn't they just put up a 3-unit building if they so desired?
They would have to do like Mike, what John said earlier, they still have to go through us for a multifamily permit, special permit. Correct, John?
Yes. And the historic commission won't let them tear down the existing house.
No, I realize that, but okay, that was my only comment.
Okay, anything else? All right, so what I'm gonna do is read what we have for the facts. It's a little bit different. This was done originally and then I'll go through from there, and then we'll have a findings, and then from there, if more discussion, we can take a vote. Unless somebody brings up something and wants to continue it further. But the basic facts: a single-family dwelling unit currently exists on the site and will remain as part of the final condition of the development. The proposed development includes constructions of a 2 net new attached single-family dwelling units, which would increase the total number of the dwelling on site to 3. The proposed 3-family, the townhome style development use in its allowed downtown business district only through the issuance of a special permit by the Board of Appeals. The residential use must apply with the dimensional standards as set forth in Section 210, Section 5, Residence A. 5. The proposed use requires a special permit to be issued by the Board of Appeals pursuant to Section 210-20-3A subcategory 2, as well as special permit for extension of a pre-existing non-conforming structure under Section 210-128C. The existing dwelling unit in lot are pre-existing non-conforming with respect to lot size, setback from the street, and side yard requirements. The proposed dwelling units will have individual driveways located between the structure and Claflin Street. Findings. I move the Board of Appeals find for the following as it relates to the proposed development of 3 Claflin Street. A special permit for a multi-family house, all application and criteria standards set forth in 210 zoning bylaw have been satisfied. 2, grant a special permit that will be in harmony with the general purpose and intent of Chapter 210 zoning law. Special permit for a pre-existing non-conforming lots. The proposed additions to the pre-existing non-conforming lot and structure will not be substantially more detrimental than the existing non-conforming use neighborhood Section 6 finding. All applicable criteria for the standards set forth in 210 zoning bylaws have been satisfied. And 3, the grant of the special permit will be in harmony of the general purpose and the intent of 210 bylaws. So those are the findings we have. It's better if we vote on the findings before we make a decision on whether we grant it or not. So make a motion to accept those findings.
Second.
All right, Sean,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
and Mike Riley says yes. Okay. All right, decision. I move that the board approve the special permits under Section 210-118 for 3 Claflin Street to allow for the alteration to an existing non-conforming dwelling where the proposed alterations will encroach upon one or more setbacks, but will not create a non-conformity to the extent of the existing non-conformity. So, anybody? Second? Okay. All right. I have first and second, and I'm going to take a vote. Sean?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Daniel?
Yes.
Arnold?
Yes.
And I also vote yes. All right. It's been passed. It's gone through. Ms. Hartwell, you have a As you know, there's a 20-day appeals. They're going to do the paperwork. Once that paperwork gets out and published, John will probably go through it. You'll get notification and go from there. Anything else, Mr. Gochek, that I missed? All right. Any questions? All right. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Chair. Appreciate your time, everyone.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Hartwell.
I don't have the agenda for the, is there anything else on the agenda for today?
Discussion of administrative items, zoning advisory committee representative.
Arnold, did you accept that position? To continue being with Zach? Do we tell him he's muted? You're muted, Arnold. Arnold?
Yes, yes. I thought that had already been established.
I thought it was too, but I just want, okay, so you're going to do Zach again. Okay, perfect. All right. Anything else?
Review and adopt minutes for September 10th.
I didn't see any minutes.
I didn't see any minutes. Let's kick that out. Adina's
Yeah.
been out, so let's just kick that out to the next meeting. Is there a scheduled next meeting that we know of?
October 8th.
Is there anything on the agenda? There wasn't last time on the agenda for that day.
I don't know.
No, there's nothing.
I have to look. I don't know if there is something scheduled for
All
that.
right. So if it was, they will, they'll send it out. I didn't see anything come out for that meeting. So, all right. So do we have a motion to end the meeting?
Motion to end the meeting.
Second.
All right. Let's go through. James,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
I also vote in the affirmative. All right. The meeting's closed. Thank you very much. Have a great night,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you. I appreciate all the time.
You.
Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, good night.